North Korea's leader shows off a new missile factory, then heads to Beijing for his most high-profile diplomatic debut yet. Kim Jong Un will stand shoulder to shoulder with Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin at China's massive military parade, in what analysts call a powerful show of defiance against the United States. As missiles roll off production lines at home, Kim's appearance abroad could redefine Pyongyang's role on the global stage. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un examined a newly inaugurated missile production line on August 31st ahead of his upcoming trip to Beijing, where he was scheduled to attend a military parade and meet foreign leaders, including Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin. The state media KCNA said on September 1st reported that during Sunday's inspection, Kim inspected the overall condition of the state missile production capacity. Images published by KCNA appeared to show Kim at an undisclosed location, inspecting several dozen missiles in various stages of production and talking with uniformed officers. South Korea's unification ministry viewed Kim's tour as a deliberate show of military strength, signaling defiance and sending a warning ahead of his high-profile engagements in Beijing. A spokesperson at South Korea's unification ministry that handles inter-Korean affairs said Kim's tour of a weapons factory ahead of traveling to China appears to have the intention of showing off missile production capabilities. North Korea has ramped up its weapons program in the last few years, rapidly modernizing its armed forces, developing new weapons and testing intercontinental ballistic missiles that can reach almost anywhere in the United States. It has also deployed troops to fight with Russia in the Ukraine war, gaining crucial battlefield experience. Kim has also shrugged off overtures from the new South Korean government and recently repeated his vow to build up the country's nuclear program and threatened to use it to destroy South Korea if attacked. According to KCNA, North Korean leader Kim said that the modernized production process would help increase major missile units' combat readiness. He expressed satisfaction with a new automated missile production system that would increase productivity and ensure the qualitative character of products, KCNA reported. Just a week ago, North Korea tested 2 new air defense missiles after accusing Seoul of fomenting tensions at the border, days before South Korean President Lee Jae-myung was set to meet US President Donald Trump. According to the KCNA report on September 1st, North Korea had successfully fulfilled its 5-year plan to expand its missile production capacity. Various kinds of missiles were put into serial production, the agency reported, adding that Kim had ratified 3 new long-term plans related to missile production capacity. North Korean leader Kim Jong Un is set to appear among world leaders for the first time at China's major military parade on September 3rd, a move analysts say could complicate Seoul's efforts to engage Pyongyang. Although South Korea's delegation, led by National Assembly Speaker Woo Won-shik, is unlikely to meet Kim at the event, some analysts suggest his debut on a multilateral stage could signal a potential opening for dialogue with the United States. Kim will be one of 26 foreign leaders attending, including Russian President Vladimir Putin. This is said to be his first appearance alongside a large group of international leaders since assuming power in 2011. Details of his travel plans remain undisclosed, though it is believed that his travel to Beijing would be aboard his armored train. A Kremlin official noted that the joint presence of Kim, Putin and Chinese Premier Xi Jinping would be seen as a show of solidarity against the United States.
At the parade, Putin will sit to the right of Xi, with Kim on the other side of the Chinese leader. If the arrangement holds, it would be seen as a show of solidarity against the United States, even as President Donald Trump has expressed interest in resuming talks with the North Korean leader.
Kim's appearance in the high-stakes diplomatic event comes amid North Korea's continued reluctance to engage with Seoul, despite overtures from the Lee Jae-myung administration. However, some analysts in Seoul cautiously predict that the trip could serve as a prelude to the North's renewed diplomacy with Washington. Cheong Seong-chong, vice president of the Seoul-based think tank Sejong Institute, said,
Kim's visit to China may serve as a chance to coordinate its positions with Beijing and Moscow ahead of a possible North Korea-US summit that could take place on the sidelines of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation (APEC) summit, where Trump is expected to attend.
Young Moo-jin, a professor at the University of North Korean Studies, said that Kim sharing the stage with world leaders Putin and Xi, along with other prominent figures, represents a diplomatic milestone for North Korea, breaking Kim's isolation and raising Pyongyang's profile as the war in Ukraine moves toward a potential resolution.
South Korea should carefully manage its relations with Russia and China, both increasingly becoming influential in addressing North Korea, rather than relying solely on the US for denuclearization talks.
Meanwhile, South Korean Foreign Minister Cho Hyun said the chances remain low that Seoul's delegation will engage with Kim in Beijing. Speaking in an interview with KBS on August 31st, Cho said,
"We have prepared thoroughly in case Speaker Woo and Chairman Kim meet, providing the Speaker with all necessary materials and briefings. But as of now, the chances are not very promising. Kim's presence could in some respects serve as a step for North Korea to re-engage with the international community."
However, he cautioned that the visit should not be interpreted as laying the groundwork for immediate talks between Pyongyang and Washington. Diplomacy must always be grounded in reality, so we also need to prepare for the possibility that things could go in the opposite direction. Yang Moo-jin said the Lee administration's prospects for engaging with the North may depend on the outcome of Kim's China visit.
We do not know the true intention yet behind Kim's acceptance of China's invitation, which is unprecedented. This could be the start of North Korea stepping onto the global stage and potentially resuming diplomacy with Washington. Or it could signal a return to its traditional allies, China and Russia. We will have to see whether this event strengthens trilateral ties among North Korea, China and Russia, aimed at countering South Korea-US-Japan cooperation.